Welcome, everybody. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Today we're here for cards. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know who is here, who has been able to join us today. I see Trina says, good morning, Jacqui and friends. Hi, Lisa. Hola, Sophia. Alice says, hello. Lisa, ooh, huge rainbow wall today. Yeah, those are my window clings. Get them. Get them, get them. I have 6 on this little window here. So the more, the merrier. They also make like full window clings that you can do like your whole window, and it makes it like frosted glass. So it's sort of like a privacy thing, and you get rainbows on your walls. It's great. It's amazing. How's everyone's weekend? How have you guys been doing with the shift in planets? We had Neptune station direct, and we had Mars station retrograde, and we had Venus enter Aquarius. So we had a pretty big all of the end of last week. How has that been going for you guys? How has your energy been? Absolutely. Good. I hit it. Is there anything I want to show you guys? Yeah, I don't know why. So a while ago, my friend got me this dragonfly magnet. It's a magnet, and it was sitting in the bag for quite some time because this was shortly before I moved out of my house. And then I got here and everything was temporary, and I was like, nah, I don't know. I don't want to set it up just yet. But now I have it up here, so I look at it all the time. The dragonfly for me was my animal for this birthday. When I turned 33, I pulled a card from, was it the Sacred Forest? Might have been the Sacred Forest. And I asked, like, what is on the horizon for me now that I'm 33? And the dragonfly card came out, and the message was change. And I would say since the end of April, guys, my life has been through a lot of change. So the dragonfly has been like my animal this year. That same day, so I pulled that card in the morning, and then I went to like a really small spiritual festival in my town, and Dusty, I came across this. This is Mookite, Mookite dragonfly, and I was like, I just had this dragonfly speak to me this morning. Here's this Mookite dragonfly. The dragonfly with change has definitely been speaking to me a lot this year. And Pam Gregory just did a talk with, what's his name? The guy who does the gene keys, the guy who channeled the gene keys. And if you don't know what the gene keys are, they're a spin-off of the human design. And if you don't know what the human design is, it's a spin-off off of astrology with other things. But Pam Gregory, an astrologer, was talking to the guy who channeled the gene keys, and his symbol is the dragonfly. And then he discussed the life cycle of the dragonfly, and it just all made so much sense. And then I recently, when I was in, no, it wasn't Sedona. It was at a crystal show here, a metaphysical show here. When I was in Sedona, I saw a dragonfly with kyanite wings, and I had never seen that before. And I was like, that's gorgeous. And I was like hemming and hawing about it. Like, nah, I don't need more shit. You know, I already have dragonfly fetishes. I don't need more. But then when I came back from Sedona, I went to a metaphysical show in this town, and there were more kyanite dragonflies. And I was like, I guess I'm going to get one of those. So that one lives by my bed. I can't go get that one. It's too far away. Yeah, I don't know why I just went off on that tangent about dragonflies, but they wanted to be talked about today. Alice is doing amazingly well. Happy for you. Love that. Lisa had such a fun social weekend. Have a cold now, so feeling like I need a rest, and that's okay. That's okay. Mars will be retrograde through February. It's okay to rest, everybody. Jennifer better by the end of last week, but last week was emotional. A lot of old triggers came up. It's fun work. It's fun. I think it's fun work. Can be. April's having an intense day in Japan. I'm ahead of you guys, but super emotional. Okay. Alice, lots of new awakenings and awareness. Okay. April, we have very beautiful spiritual songs in Japan called Bright Red Dragonfly. Check Susan Osborne's recording. You know I'm opening that in a new tab, and I'll check that out afterwards. Richard Rudd. Is that the Gene Keys guy? This is so cool. I love all of this for you. Thanks. I have a few more months to see what more change is on my horizon this year. Christine, happy Monday. Just arriving. You know the replays are always on YouTube. I figured you would be here, Christine. It's an animal reading day. Rebecca says, big ol' awareness with benefits. Yes, Richard Rudd is the Gene Keys guy. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Allison rested, socialized, and then served in my happy place and made amazing connections for my new life. That's nice. That feels really nice. We talked a lot about relationships on Friday when we did our Flow State Friday. Last week, we got really big on the topic of relationships. That like overtook the whole reading, which is great. It was what was meant to flow from all of us, right? Today, I wanted to dive into the animal realm to guide this reading. So this is going to be a group reading for everybody here. No matter what you're going through, there's going to be something in this reading for you. So I wanted to tap in with the animal spirits. I don't know why, just because I felt like it. I don't have a reason. It just felt right. So we're going to start this reading with one single card from the Animal Apothecary deck. And we're going to ask, which animal would like to guide this reading today. So I got some information about what is going on in all your lives. Now we're going to ask which animal wants to guide this reading. And then from whatever comes out from this card, I'll kind of have a better idea of where I would like to take the rest of the reading. And feel free here on Insight Timer to let me know what comes up for you guys. That'll help shape the whole reading, shape the whole collective. There were some new videos on Gaia from Richard Rudd as well. Awesome, Sophia. And Christine with all of those animal emojis. I love it. So feel free to send your energy into the deck that is in my hand and ask the animal kingdom, what message is for me today? What message do you have that is in alignment with my highest good? Because even though this is a group reading, your highest good is related to the highest good of all, the collective consciousness, right? So let's see what comes out. Which animal would like to guide our reading? That was pretty fast. I like this card. Good morning, Misty. All right, so the animal that is guiding our reading today, this is card number 22. It's Black Panther, who tells us no expectations. Black Panther represents walking into the dark and exploring the feminine power of allowing development to come from the unknown. Walking into the unknown with no expectations is the key that will open the door to your success. The no expectations medicine of this card strongly advises you not to limit yourself with ideas about how anything will unfold. Life is planning something more delicious than you can currently understand. Something profound is on the horizon for you. Trust life without needing to be the dictator of how and when your manifestation will blossom into fruition. Intense expectations will only inhibit the ability of what is more extraordinary to develop. Take the risk for what you desire without the desperate need to control how it will unfold. A situation you perceive as a failure today may be what leads you to unfathomable success in 3 years. This is why an expectation of how you think things should work is futile. Understand that whatever occurs in your life is meant for your growth. Our misguided steps and our mistakes are our greatest teachers. Taking risks allows divine opportunities to present themselves. Take note if you are met with continuous resistance and rigid expectation. This is a universal sign that another direction is more beneficial. So take a step back and allow the path of least resistance to be revealed. This is not to say you should give up immediately, but it does warn you that you may be unaligned with the flow. It may also be a signal that you just need to wait a bit longer. So Black Panther showed up today to teach us how to let go of expectations. And this is something that kind of just came up. The more I talk about manifesting, the more I talk about things that I asked for years ago that are showing up in my life now, is that I can't tell you how and I can't tell you when, but I can tell you that whatever you ask for is showing up. It will show up. If you feel like you're in a place of resistance because you're not seeing the exact tangible result that you want, that's a sign to let go. And I know that that is so like soul crushing, but I want it, Jacqui, and you're telling me that I can have it. So why is it time to let go? Because the way that you think it's supposed to show up in your life is not the way it's going to show up in your life. And that's what keeps life magical. That's what keeps life fun. I know I desire this thing. I know I desire to feel this way. Let's use the energy of just content, right? Who doesn't want to feel contentment as like a baseline, or at least the lowest baseline? So there's all these things in your life that are making you feel discontent. Well, Jacqui, I know I have to get rid of this and I have to get rid of this in order to achieve this desired feeling of contentment. Well, do you really have to let go of these things in your life? Maybe instead of trying so hard to push these things out of your life, maybe the universe wants you to think about these things in a different way. So letting go of the expectation of what you think has to happen in order for you to achieve your contentment, that's what's going to actually bring you your contentment. It's all about going with the flow. It's all about going with whatever happens, putting your arms up on the roller coaster of life. You know, sometimes you're thrust into a situation that you never thought you would be in, but it's happening for you. Everything is happening for you. So go with it. Let's see what you guys are talking about, and then we'll see how we want to continue this reading. Sophia says, this is so fitting. Why, Sophia? Christine gets the Black Panther often. Lisa says, delicious. I love that word. I'm currently reading a book called Living Deliciously by Florence Given. That's come up before recently with like what we desire for life. Delicious. I do like that. Alice says, patience, patience, patience with the process. Yes. Misty said, this one hits close to my heart. I literally just had a situation yesterday where this relates to. I'm heartbroken, but this is telling me to have faith. 100%. 100%. April said, this is what's happening today for the first time in my life, but I get it. Big message buried inside. If I can let go and not panic. So let me think about how we can take this card. We asked what the animal kingdom wants us to hear right now, and it's no expectations. So is it the question of how? Do you guys want to know how to move forward with less expectations? Is it what are we supposed to know? I don't like that word. What are we reaching for with these no expectations? I don't like that. I like the how. How do we move forward with no expectations? Because it is a practice. It is a practice, especially being raised in the type of society that we've all been raised in. We're taught this plan that isn't in alignment with universal flow at all. It's in alignment with the money system, that hard work equals payoff. I don't believe that. I don't believe that slaving yourself away is what's going to create the life that you desire. And I'm not only talking about money, I'm talking about in everything in general. I feel like we are brought up in this society that teaches us to be good little worker slaves. And if you do that, if you work hard, if you follow these steps, you're going to achieve this greatness, which really is only, it doesn't happen for everybody. But you keep trying, and oh, I must not be good enough because I can't do what everyone else has done. That's all BS. I believe we're here to let go and flow and say, well, this is happening now. I'm going to go this way. Ooh, well, this is happening now, so I'm going to go this way, even though it derails me from the path that I've been told I'm supposed to be walking. So how to be in the waiting periods of life? Alice, I love that. How to be in the waiting periods of life. April says, what do we need to transform and release, to shift? Let's see what else is coming up with you guys. Sophia, I've been feeling a bit of unease, out of control. Yesterday, I told a friend I feel like I'm working hard, and at the same time, I don't know if I'm moving in the right direction or even moving at all. Sophia says, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing because I relate so much. Sophia says, the answer I've been getting is about these being the time where I need to rely on my trust and my inner compass when it's not so obvious. When the lights are off. Yeah, this is when you switch from your masculine doing, outputting, creating, producing, switch to your feminine. Chill, relax, receive, let it come, let it be, let it transform. That's what I get. Trina, thank you so kindly for your donation. If you guys are enjoying the messages that come through today, I do appreciate any energy exchanges in the form of donations. I'm going to give you guys a book dive for anyone who does donate today. I'll dive into this book or the book from whatever deck we choose next, and I'll give you a little personalized few sentences as a thank you. April, the Black Panther is the puma in Peru, very spiritual and powerful, and the guide shaman. Ooh, Alice, yeah, the worker slave, or the long existing work ethic, is a masculine ethic. Produce, do, go, more. And the Black Panther is feminine energy. Sit back, let it happen. Interesting. Sophia, I know you like to laugh like that when you resonate, and how often we have this. Your insights land deep. Good. So, what to do, how to be, what do we need to release? So I feel like if we use Allison's question, thanks for throwing that in there, how to be in the waiting periods of life, I'm going to change that a little bit, but I feel like that will answer April's question. What do we need to transform? What do we need to let go of? I have a really strong feeling that when we ask, what do we do in these waiting periods, it'll tell us that it's time to drop this and drop this. So, what serves our highest good during the waiting periods of life? I like that question. What serves our highest good during the waiting periods of life? And I'm just glancing over my decks. Part of me wants to keep this totally animal. Yeah, we'll use an oldie. It's been quite some time since we've seen the illustrated bestiary oracle cards. What serves our highest good as we are in these waiting periods? I like that. Sophia, so how you get the masculine on board when it's time to step back? Ego work, lady. Ego work. Maybe tune in on that as we ask this deck. So feel free to send your energy into the illustrated bestiary oracle cards in my hand. And we're asking, can someone remind me of my question? Shoot. Something about highest alignment when we're in our waiting periods. Oh gosh. What serves our highest good during these waiting periods? Thank you, Sophia. What serves our highest good during these times that we're not seeing what we want yet during the waiting periods. Love it. Okay, well, that one was immediate. This is going to be 3 cards for everybody who is here, and they came out so fast. So don't even have to do a little spiel here. All 3 cards are for everybody, but I will let you feel into the 3 cards to see if any of them are speaking stronger to you. So I will hold up each of the 3 cards. You'll see the back of the card deck. So you're going to see the exact same image 3 times. It's like the back of a deck of playing cards. But I want you to just notice if any of the cards feel different to you. Maybe you get a weird feeling in your body that wasn't there. Maybe something changes in your house, like your phone rings, or someone calls your name, or your animal does something, or a bird lands on your window. Maybe you just know. Maybe right now you have a number between 1 and 3 in your mind. There's no right way to intuit which card is for you. The whole reading is for everybody. So if nothing changes when I hold up these cards, that doesn't mean that your intuition is broken. It just means that this whole reading holds equal importance for you. But if anything just pulls at you a little bit, that is a sign that your guides, the universe, is saying, pay attention to that specific card. So I will show you the backs of the 3 cards, and then let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you guys. So here is what serves our highest good during the waiting periods when we don't yet have what we want. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. And let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you. One of them, all of them. And I'll show them one more time just in case. Here is, again, the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. What serves our highest good during the waiting periods? Yeah, I'm not good with those waiting periods. I am a very go, go, go. Go, go, go. Got a lot of cardinal energy in my chart. April 1, Melinda's working with 2, Nicole 2, Sophia 1, Alice, the house creaked on number 1 both times you showed it. Interesting. Is your house trying to give you a message? Lisa, all 3. Jennifer, 2 and 3, but the messages aren't strong. Interesting. We'll see what happens. Lori's working with 3. So what is it that you are in a waiting period for right now? What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Becca, 2, belly growl. Interesting detailed artwork on the back of those cards. Yeah, it's very fine. Misty, 3 it is. Your image blurred out each time. I thought it was odd when it happened the first time. Interesting. Okay, so while we're waiting for these things that we've been asking for, that we've been trying to manifest, we're trying to create our life to be this thing that we want, what the hell do we do when it hasn't shown up yet? Sophia says 1 deep breath both times. Well, card number 1 is the river otter telling us to slide into joy. This fashionista of the waterways stays warm in her plush fur coat, and by wriggling and squiggling, generates heat with her ridiculously high metabolism. River otters' inner fire is fueled by constant snacking on crayfish and crabs. The cynical might say she's joyful because she gets to eat all day and not gain an ounce. But River Otter knows that when you are lit from within, life provides endless amusement. Take that muddy riverbank, for instance. River Otter says, I see a water slide. Do you see it? River Otter reminds you to actively look for joy. She knows it's there, waiting to be found. So card number 1 is saying, actively look for joy. This is saying, don't sit around saying, oh my gosh, this thing that I'm waiting for hasn't come yet. My life won't be good until I am this way or this thing shows up in my life. Actively look for joy. There already are things in your life that invoke the feeling that what you think this manifestation is going to make you feel. So actively search for those things. You can check yourself right now. What is it that you are trying to manifest? For me, it's my RV. I'm still here. I'm still waiting for this RV. I'm patient. I get it. I get that it's not time yet, but what am I going to feel from this RV? Freedom, liberation, chain free. Just go. You don't have to be anywhere. Just go. So how can I engage in that in my personal life? How can I feel free and liberated and unchained? I can go do whatever the hell I want to do whenever I want to do it, because that's going to be the same. Like, that's what I'm reaching for. So the more I tap into that energy now, the more it's going to energetically align with what I desire, so that more opportunities to do that will show up in my life. So what are you guys trying to manifest? What do you think you're going to feel because of that manifestation? What is it going to make you feel? And then look for that feeling in your life right now and just play. Play. That's definitely going to be my word for 2025. It's been coming up a lot. I think play is going to be my 2025 word. Christine said 1, she had a stronger itch on the crown of her head. 2, your face was itchy, and 3, your cat jumped off your lap. Interesting. Sophia, constant snacking it is. Just kidding. Yes, let's more actively follow joy. Because it is so easy to slip into that hard work mentality. If it's something that you really want, something that you're really passionate about, of course you're going to spend all day and night thinking about it. Of course you're going to dedicate a big chunk of your life to whatever it is that you desire. But are you able to laugh about it? Are you able to play with it? Are you able to have joy with creating this thing? If it's becoming such a strain and stress on you now, what do you think it's going to turn into when it shows up? Just saying. Just saying. Becca says, delight from every cookie. I started, so like, no surprise, I'm a small person. I've been a small person my whole life. There's stupid guilt too with that like I kind of have been this way, that I can eat whatever I want. And that's just how my body is. And I'm grateful for it. But, you know, we all have times where we put on a few extra pounds and then we shed them. We put them on and we shed them. And I noticed I made this specific shift in my mind because I went way health nut for a while. When I had my spiritual awakening, when I had my world awakening, and I was like, oh my God, there's literally poison in everything. I went way healthy, like to the point where I was not eating pretty much, not that I wasn't eating, but like I would only eat things that were grown from the earth. And it got pretty serious for a while. And then I had a mindset shift. And I realized that it's my way of thinking about what I'm doing that is causing the result. So I shifted. And like I told you guys before, I have my affirmation that I say before I meet any person, and then I have a good interaction with them. I have an affirmation that I say most times before I start eating something. And I say that I intend to receive the highest health, healing, and nourishment from everything that goes into my body. so that no matter what it is that I'm putting into my body, I'm telling my body, you're only taking the good from this. You're only taking from this what is going to serve me. Everything else is just going to pass right through my intestinal tract. And honestly, since I've been doing that, I eat whatever I want. I'm not as young as I once was. I'm in my mid-30s. Isn't this when people start complaining that their metabolism slows down? If you think that what you're doing is bad for you, it's going to wreak havoc on you. If you tell yourself that what you're doing is only for your highest good, your body is going to start paying attention and it's going to start getting those results. Does that make sense? Anne says truth. Anne says truth. Some days, Alice, you got to eat the cookie and buy the shoes. Some days, yes. It makes it bigger. I can't believe how much I'm ranting right here, but this is coming through. It makes the desire bigger when you tell yourself you can't have that, right? Oh my gosh, I really want those shoes, but who would spend $200 on shoes? I don't even know what expensive shoes cost because I don't care about that stuff. Is that how much an expensive pair of shoes would be? If you shame yourself into like, oh, I can't have that. There's no way I can have that. You're going to want it more. But like, you know what? This is what I want. This is what my body is telling me that I want. I'm going to do it and I'm going to love and appreciate this so much. Then it's not so like, oh, I need that to feel happy. Does that make sense? Julie, are you asking about my food affirmation? April says, you just said the truth about what happens when it shows up, etc. Absolutely, 100%. So when I'm going to type it in the chat also. Before I eat anything, I intend to receive the highest health, healing, and nourishment from everything that goes into my body. I'm very particular with my words, Everything that goes into my body, this has to do with whatever I'm breathing in the air as well, because that I don't always have control over. We're going to leave it at that. I intend to receive the highest health, healing, and nourishment from everything that goes into my body. And then that could be like an energy exchange as well. If you're in the presence of some energy with someone and their energy is infiltrating your shit, well, I'm only going to receive the highest health, healing, and nourishment from this. I love that. Love that. I typed the mantra in the chat for you guys. Alice, for me, it's an expensive pair of hiking shoes. Exactly. But you're going to use the shit out of those shoes. And every time you hike, you're going to feel like, I'm good. I'm going to have a great hike today, right? You're wearing those Walmart hiking shoes and you're like, this is extremely uncomfortable. I'm not having fun. There you go, Lisa. I'm a nutritionist. And although I believe we all need to eat more whole plant-based foods, I also always say, never shame yourself. If you have the cookie or the wine, make it a moment and enjoy it. This is what I'm saying as well. If you stop shaming yourself, that shoes example, stop shaming yourself that you want the shoes, stop shaming yourself that you want the damn cookie, that you want the damn wine. You drink it, you eat it, you say, oh my gosh, this is so good. I'm enjoying every moment of this. Now I'm satiated. Now I can go eat what I know my body knows is good. Does that make sense? Sophia, before I meet with people, I say, I intend to bring my highest self to meet with the highest self of blah, 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 blah. I intend that divine healing take place in alignment with the highest good of all. I ran out of characters on Insight Timer. We're going to move on because I could talk about following your highest joy now for hours. That's the beginning of that Bashar 4-step thing that I've been following for a long time. Follow your highest joy, your highest excitement. Take it as far as you can take it. Remain grateful. detach from outcomes. That's what the Black Panther was saying at first. No expectations, detach from outcomes. So, what else does our highest self want us to practice while we're in this waiting period? When we know what we want, we've been working towards what we want, but it's not here yet. Card number 2 brings us Sea Turtle. And Sea Turtle says, find your element. On the beaches of her birth, Sea Turtle is frustratingly awkward. She paddles for purchase in the slippery sand, which she returns to only to lay her eggs. Even this is not a yearly practice. Her homecoming happens only every few years when she can no longer resist the call of her home beach. The rest of the time, she is a creature of water, smoothly swimming great distances and frolicking in the sun-drenched ocean. While birth delivered her to the sandy shore, this ancient creature is most herself when out of that element. Water is her true home, the place where she is quick and graceful and joyous. If you feel uncomfortable in your natal family or place of origin, call on Sea Turtle to help you find your natural element. So for the purpose of this reading, what do we do? What does our highest self want us to do when we're in that waiting period? Mess around and find out. I'm not going to swear, but I hope you understand the FAFO reference. Find your element, go play, go do something else, right? Card number 1 is telling us to slide into joy. Look for the things that do bring you joy and playfulness in your life. Sea Turtle is saying, if you feel icky where you are, maybe it's not your place. Maybe it's not your people. Maybe it's not your environment. Maybe it's not what is meant for your highest good. So that's why you feel icky. So go play. Go find where you are your most authentic self. That could be joining a new group, going to a group healing in your town that you're like, I don't know, this seems a little weird. I don't know if I'm going to like these people. Well, FAFO, try it. Go and see, because you never know. If the Sea Turtle stayed on sand her whole life, she'd be miserable. She'd be dried out. She'd be crotchety. She'd be angry. She'd be annoyed. It's the same as you. If you stick to where you are because you're here, even though you have this desire, I desire to be this way, a different way, but I can't be that where I am. Well, go be it. go try. And then the more you slide into that joy, the more you find what brings you joy and you align with it and you start to vibrate with it. That is how what you desire will automatically, magnetically attract itself to you. Misty says, flow with the joy to let it all go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see, what else? Did I miss any comments? No, okay. Card number 3 today, while we're waiting, while we're sliding into joy and playing around to find our element, what else does our higher self want us to do while we're waiting for these manifestations? Card number 3 brings us Sea Eagle, letting us know to renew your life. A medieval tale teaches that when Old Eagle can no longer spot pike jumping in the sea, her wings feel heavy and slow. She remembers the lore of incarnation, reincarnation. This mystery is passed down to those of her kind who, as fledglings, are strong enough to look straight into the fiery sun. As the ancient knowing rises in her soul, Eagle finds a well of clear, clean water. With that well as her tether to earth, she leaps skyward and sunward, flying up till her feathers sear and the fog is burned from her eyes. Then she plummets back to earth into the depths of the well's water, emerging renewed. Eagle reminds us that life moves in cycles. When you get tired and burned out, Draw on the wisdom of your soul to find renewal. So while we're in that waiting period, this is your time to recognize, okay, so what I'm getting from this card is there was something, is your manifestation a recreation of how life used to be? First, I want you to ask yourself that question. Are you hoping to manifest something that will bring you back to how you used to be? Maybe when you were younger, maybe when life was easier. Are you trying to recreate the past? I just want you to check yourself on that, because I've seen that happen. And in my experience, watching people trying to recreate their past just ends in sadness because the past is gone. The cycle has ended. Okay. I'm not saying that those feelings that you had in the past can never come back, but if you're trying to recreate the exact scenario that you used to have, you were an old version back then. Okay. So what this sea eagle wants us to do is to know when it's time to let go of those old ways of being, right? When Sea Eagle was younger, she used to be able to do XYZ, but she is no longer that age. She is no longer that version of herself. So it's time to dive into what is possible for me now. Aging, yes, makes you lose certain things, but you also have the utmost wisdom that you did not have when you had the other youthful tools. You know what I'm saying? Even I think about that sometimes. Like, I would love to go back and do my teenage years again because of what I know now. But I didn't know this back then, so I wouldn't be using my youthful teenage self to do what I want to do now because she wasn't that version. So lean into what you do have, lean into what you have gained, renew yourself so that you can start this new cycle as this new version of yourself. I feel like there is something different in that card, but that's what came through. That's what came through. Are you focusing on everything that you can't do anymore because you've lost XYZ? And it doesn't have to be the youth thing. That's just coming up because I know my audience. But it could be something along those lines. Like, well, I don't have this relationship anymore, so I guess I can't have this and this and this in my life. Well, I don't have this job anymore, so obviously this is off the table for me. Poppycock. It's poppycock. We are always in a state of renewal. So what are you creating with the version of yourself that you are now? Because you worked hard to be this version of yourself. You busted your ass to have what you have now. So how can you utilize that to help you achieve what you do want? So while we're in this waiting period, we started the reading with the Black Panther, letting us know not to have expectations. Because if you have this agenda in your mind of how it's supposed to look, the path that your manifestation is supposed to follow, the timeline that it's supposed to follow, if you have that in mind, you're going to sabotage it because the universe is trying to help you get something better. Fathom that, right? Oh, the universe wants me to have something better. So what do we do when we're in that waiting period between this is what I want? Okay, I get it. I'm not in control. Okay, well, if I'm out of control, what do I do? You slide into joy. You look for everything in your life that brings you happiness and fulfillment and contentment. And if you want to take it deeper, whatever emotion you think your manifestation will bring to you, look for it now because it already exists. So grow that emotion within you now, and that will naturally turn you into a magnet to attract more of that feeling into you. As you're sliding into joy, it might be time to change up your surroundings. It might be time to go try a new type of group. It might be time to try a new career. Fatho, mess around and find out. It might be time to try a new group of friends. It might be time to try a new lifestyle. Maybe the life that you're in right now is holding you back. Maybe there is something greater for you and you don't know until you try it. And it's also time to let go of how things used to be. and to take this person that you have become already and utilize this current person to thrust you into the future. Absolutely. Time of letting go of what you think your life is supposed to be like based on something from the past. This card is really speaking that there's something that I used to have that I'm trying to get back. That's what I want you to be cautious of with card number 3. Sophia, what would you recommend as ego work? So my opinion is that your ego is your mind, and it is sometimes out of alignment with your heart. So your heart tells you what you want and what you desire and what you see for yourself in life, and then your mind tells you how difficult it is and all the hardships that you're gonna have to get over, and this is gonna be a doozy, this is gonna be difficult. So how do you do ego work? Learn to talk to your mind. Start to talk to your thoughts as if they are separate from you, because they are. They are separate from you. You are not your thoughts. So catch yourself. Catch yourself when you start to think, well, how in the hell is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? How am I going to gather all these things that I need to make this happen? It's a joke. It's a joke. It's just your mind is so powerful. And it's like, okay, what can I relate this to? I love this, like gifted children, right? Have you guys ever seen a kid who is just so brilliant and they act a fool in the classroom, right? That's like your mind. Your mind has all these gifts, but it's bored. So it's trying to take control of everything else. So it's trying to like dictate your life and keep you safe and tell you that you have to be protected in this way, in this way. So first, you have to develop a relationship with your mind, with your ego. This is what I believe the ego is. I haven't learned this anywhere. It's just what I've discovered from life experience. So the more you're able to catch your mind when it's doing something and then give it a game to play, right? Say, well, how many words can you come up with that make me feel abundant and energized and like I have everything that I want? Take your mind, catch it when it's doing the negative thing that doesn't serve your heart's desire, and then give it a new task. Does that make sense? I like that. I like that question. P loves the colorful manifestation words on my wall. You used to have something similar in your room. Yeah, it's resonating right now, and there might be more, so we'll see. Misty says, wow, yes, definitely 3 was my card. Love that. Alice says, my soul knows the way. My ego only looks for validation. Heavy sigh. Oh, there's also a lot of energy in the spiritual community as a whole that we're here to like get rid of the ego and only live through our heart. You got to make friends with it. You have it. You cannot get rid of it. Befriend it. It's just like your shadow. You have it. You can't get rid of it. Befriend it. It's like everyone in the world that you disagree with. They're here. You can't get rid of them. Befriend them. It's the same thing. Nothing is bad. You just got to learn how to work with it. You have so many tools at your disposal. Everything in this incarnation is a tool for you to use. So how are you going to use it? Nothing is bad. How do you use it to your benefit? Lori says 3 was definitely for you as well. Christine, thank you kindly for your donation. If you guys have enjoyed today's reading, if it has ignited any sort of fire within you, any sort of peace within you, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they are always appreciated. You can donate right here on Insight Timer. If you do so on Insight Timer, I'll give you a book dive as a comment on your donation. If you want to donate off of Insight Timer, I do have PayPal and Venmo links in my Insight Timer bio. You also get a book dive. And what that means is I'm just going to hold your energy in mind. I'm going to open to a random page, put my finger down, and whatever shows up is a message for you. So it's a fun way to show my gratitude for y'all. Misty says, so Phoenix, and that's what's been coming up for me all year. Interesting that we talked about the gene keys earlier, and I'm not fluent in the gene keys by any means. I honestly have no idea what it is other than it's related to the human design gates. But I know in the human design, 2026 or 2027, I don't know for sure, but we are moving into like a new age of the human design. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what's happening, but I know that we are entering into the cross of the sleeping phoenix. That's all I know. And it has something to do with like some big awakening. So that's interesting that you brought up the phoenix. Lisa says, no, I definitely don't want the past. Wish I'd appreciated myself a bit more then. My banging figure and flawless skin, but always moving forward. I'm happier now than I was then. I hear you, Lisa, because I look at myself in the past as well, and I think those same things. Well, I'm just going to appreciate everything that I have right now. Everything that I have right now. April, thank you. That was amazing. Must rest now. With all this amazingness, it's almost 1 a.m. Thank you for being with us, April, even into the wee hours of the night. Speaking of the wee hours of the night, I'm going to host something different coming up here. I've been talking about it, and I finally have links ready for you guys. So 1 week from today, it will be Monday, December 16th. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to host a YouTube live. So anyone, anywhere can hop on YouTube, search my name. Boom, here's a YouTube live by Jacqui Mancuso. What is this? I'm going to stream the documentary called Thrive. I would like to watch it with you guys as a little watch party. This is going to happen at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm in Central Time. It's almost 10 o'clock right now. Convert for your time zone. Or just check my YouTube live. It should convert to your time zone. So we're going to watch Thrive together. And then we'll have the active YouTube live chat so we can discuss whatever we're learning. The Thrive documentary is about the free energy that is available to everybody. And Foster Gamble is the host of this documentary, and then he gives his theory on why we are not allowed to use this free energy. And it feels like, okay, so with this Mercury retrograde, I've been watching documentaries every night. Like I'm diving back into all these truths and all these conspiracies and everything. And I've just been eating it up. But there's something about this Thrive because there's two versions. So we're gonna watch it together next Monday. Chat about it, because if there's things that you haven't heard before about some of these theories, they can be a little jarring. And I would love to be your guide because I know that the world is a little nuts and it takes a while to get used to it and accept it. So I'm here to help you through these things. And then afterwards, we're going to have a Q&A on Zoom. So the Zoom call is a donation basis. There's a link to donate so that you can get the Zoom link. Suggested donation between $11 to $33, whatever you guys are able to give. And I'll spend about an hour with you guys just discussing whatever comes up from the documentary. So that whole thing will be Monday, the 16th, a week from today, starting at 5:30. And then the Zoom call will be around 8 until about 9 o'clock Central Time. This will be the first time you guys see Jacqui at night because I'm definitely a morning person. So yeah, that's it. Just know that that's what's going on. If you want to come, all those links are in my Insight Timer profile in my link tree. And I also, the other day, had a wave of inspiration and I created something new. And this is what I'm trying to create for my life as well. I'm trying to create this flow where I follow my heart. I do what feels fun until it doesn't feel fun anymore. So what feels fun for me right now is turning birth charts into songs. So it's a service that I'm offering right now. I haven't offered single birth chart readings in a long time because it takes a lot out of me. And now the way that I'm able to serve you guys in a way that feels good for me is turning your birth chart into a song. So I gave some examples. They're in my link tree if you want to listen to them. I can take your big three and turn them into a song. So that's your sun, your moon, and your rising in your chart. Or I can take your chart highlights and just gaze at your chart, and whatever stands out the most, I'll just start blabbing about it, and then I'll turn it into a song. So they're fun, they're quirky, they're wacky. I made one for my friend, and his genuine reaction brought so much joy to my heart. So I put his reaction on all my socials if you want to see it. Suzanne C's Piston song. Yeah, I made a song for my dog, not about his chart, just because he's a dog and he likes food and going for walks. But that is something that's just making me smile these days. So why not share that with you guys? And then it's also a cool idea if you want to get a song for a friend or a family member for a gift, because who doesn't want a song all about them, right? So that's just a fun thing that I'm doing. There are all the links in my Insight Timer profile. Misty, I haven't seen your message, but I will check. My Insight Timer messages are like the communication that I check the least, just saying. Because when I host, I have to be on my desktop, and I don't see the messages on my desktop. It's rare that I go into the Insight Timer app. So I also have my email up on my link tree if you guys ever need to get a hold of me. That's it. So I just wanted to let you guys know. That that's what I'm doing. I'm informing you of what's going on because I'm a manifester in the human design. Alice says, Jacqui, following you is following joy. Cool. Do it yourself too. I'm here to inspire you to do it yourself. P says, watch party. Yes. April, make sure you put that in your community on YouTube. I will send others. Very cool. April, thank you. It's already a live event. Like I already scheduled the YouTube live, so it should be up. Becca says, the book dive I received was spot on. Encouraging. Thanks so much. Yeah, I still have to get back to your email from Friday. I don't work over the weekends. Rebecca, thank you kindly for your donation. It's very much appreciated. That's right, Sophia. Someone else mentioned that Richard Rudd, the Gene Keys guy, there's something on Gaia. I did have Gaia, and then I canceled my subscription. Allie just joined in. You know, it's all good. It's all good. I record these sessions and I put them on my YouTube channel. So you can search my name on YouTube and find all of our past readings and everything. Misty said, I had something I thought was going to be my future ripped from my life this morning. I just barely woke up and turned this on. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that great? I love this. When I was making these Insight Timer sessions, there was something I was like, I got to talk about animals. I have all these animal decks. I want to use them to do something. So I'm glad that that's what happened today. So I will be back on Wednesday, the 11th, Wednesday, December 11th. We're going to talk about the upcoming week of astrology. And this upcoming week, we're going to talk about the Gemini full moon. And then we're going to talk about Mercury ending his retrograde. Yay! So I'll be here on Wednesday at 8:15 Central for that. I will also be back on Friday at 9 o'clock Central, same time as today. And we will do our second Flow State Friday. So there's no rules, there's no expectations. We just show up on Fridays now and we talk as a collective and we see what comes up. And that's it. So last time we got into a pretty juicy talk about relationships and relating with others. So that seemed like what needed to come out on Friday. But I got a lot of tools in my tool belt and I just wait for whatever feels right to come out. So come live if you can, add your energy into the mix, and then we'll see what comes out. But thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all of your support. And even if the donations are not for you right now, supporting me on the interwebs is super helpful. It will help me achieve my goal of spreading my message everywhere to help everybody in the world empower themselves, because we don't need to follow rules by anyone else other than ourselves. So just by like watching my stuff, liking it, commenting on it, subscribing to my channels, it shows the internet algorithm that I'm legit. So I know I'm legit. I just need support to tell the internet that I'm legit. So I appreciate all sorts of support in all forms. You guys are the reason I do this, right? I wouldn't just be talking if it was for me. I've already done this research. I'm here to help you guys. So Allie says, I'm happy to hear about the watch party. Sweet. I'm excited to have you guys there. Sophia says there's also a lot on YouTube. I've been trying to get you into Gene Keys for a while now. Oh, the comment was deleted because it mentioned a free source of information. Sophia says, thank you. Appreciate you. Namaste. Sending love to all. I'll see you on Friday. Namaste. Take care.